Hi everyone, this is Epsit Bhardwaj, and today we are going to look at a second lecture of our ongoing video lecture series, JavaScript from the scratch. Well, let me take a quick recap of what we have learned till now in our previous lecture. Why do we need JavaScript? Well, to add more functionality to a web page or to make it more dynamic, to make it more interactive, to provide some behavior to the web page, we use JavaScript as a programming language. Second, setting up an integrated development environment. Well, I think you almost have an idea of what an IDE is till now. For example, I am using VS Code. Third, web browser. Web browsers like Chrome or Mozilla Firefox are recommended. Personally, I am using Microsoft Edge. The infamous F12 key, which you all are now aware of. It provides us that DevTools page where the console of the website is available. How browser understands JS, we understood in our previous lecture, so I'm not going to explain it here right now. But I assume that you all have an idea of how it works using the browser console. How to log a message we understood in our previous lecture. So in this lecture, we are going to learn furthermore, and we are going to understand how to link our JS piece of code to our HTML file. So not wasting any further time, let's start the session. Adding JavaScript to your web page. Generally, there are two ways to add a JS file into a code, which are as follows. First, adding JS directly into our HTML code. And second, linking the external JS file with your HTML code. Well, one thing is there to remember that note that I have provided in italics. While linking externally, kindly make sure that both the HTML and JS file is kept at the same location, or else in the src command, enter the whole path of the JS file to be linked. Which means if you do not provide the full path of your JS file which you have kept separately from the HTML file, it's not going to be executed by the interpreter and you are going to get an error. Well, let me show you how to implement both the ways practically. So for that, let me go to my IDE, that is VS Code, and yeah, let me make a new file. Select language. Our language is gonna be JavaScript. So let's just do nothing more than alert tag. So I hope you all remember the syntax. Alert, braces, inverted commas, and then the text you want to enter. For example, hello user, and semicolon. Let me save it, and let me just go to desktop, and let me create, I think, okay, so let me here create a new folder for our practice. Let me name the folder as JS practice. All right, so I think, yeah, here it is, JS practice. Let me open it, name this al1, save. Let me make an HTML file as well. First of all, the doc type declaration, we shall not forget. Now, HTML tag, the head tag, a JS sample, and now our scripting tag, the script. First of all, we're gonna see how to do the directly thing, how to write a piece of JS code directly into the script. It's done like this: script type equals inverted commas and text slash JavaScript. Well, what should I do? I must use console.log hello world. And let me just close the script. Yeah, good to go. Let me save. Let me save it with the name sample1 save. Let me quickly go to the desktop, and where is the folder? There. CS practice sample1. This is the working of our head tag, a JS sample. And now let me press and open the F12, open DevTools, and here we are. Hello world. A console.log command has worked. That's how we link directly the JS code into a HTML file. Now let me show you how to do it. Let me remove how to do it in the external way. It's done by using the src attribute. Basically, we just have, since I have kept my JS file in the same location as the HTML file, I don't need to mention a whole path of it. I just have to do one thing: mention the file, and it will work automatically. Let me save it, and where's my browser? Yeah, let me just close it just for now and refresh and see the alert tag that I kept in my JS file is now working. Hence, this is the external way of linking a JS file into a piece of HTML code. Now let's get back to what we were learning. Let's move further. The code comments. Well, commenting is really important as well. Let's understand what it is. By using comments, the interpreter gets to know it has to ignore the lines where commenting has been done. Well, we will need to use comments for following reasons. First, metadata, which means nothing more than adding the context to the code. What does it mean? It's just like adding the name of the author of the code, or providing some, a particular context to the code, data that informs you about relativity of their code. Second, to prevent a piece of code from getting involved in runtime. If you don't want a piece of code to run, to get executed in your interpreter, but also you don't want that, no, I don't want to remove this. I want to keep it for some later time, then commenting is done. Or rather, to explain working of a specific line of code, which means like you have, yeah, wrote a code, but what if some other person after you comes and read the code but doesn't understand what is it? So for that, some coders use commenting where they explain what they have written in the code, and this commenting is done by using forward slash. Even there are two ways to do that. What are they? First one, double forward slash is used for doing single line comments. Anything that is written after double forward slashes in that same line is ignored by the interpreter during the runtime. Second, slash and asterisk is a multi-line comment generally used when we want to provide a brief explanation with a piece of code written, or sometimes to provide context. Well, now let's look how it works in our IDE. Let me open our VS Code again. Here we go. All right, we have our JS file here, and let's, for instance, I put the double slash. Let me write, hi, I am Epsit, or I may do say slash asterisk. This is a multi-line comment, as you can see, and close it. See, if I try to do commenting there, for example, for simple text, you may see the color has changed for this. It's not a comment anymore, but rather it's a part of the code. Hence, when we use double slash, it means it's a single line comment. When we use asterisk and slash combination, it means we can gave a multi-line comment. This commenting is useful for a lot of purposes. For example, I want to tell by using this, the alert tag is used to provide a pop-up dialog box, and then I just go to the next line to the user, and it makes our website look, another line, classy. All right, let me just put this back. Now when I save this, you may check by opening our file. Where is it? Sample 1. See, the alert tag still works, and those comments that we have written are not executed. Our interpreter simply ignores whatever we put in our comments. This is what a code comment is. Let's move on further and learn what prompts are. Prompts are similar to how alert works, but just the difference is that it takes input from the user, and hence in the dialog box a text box also appears. See, you must have sometimes seen that a dialog box appears whenever you go through some website that asks you to give an input. This is what prompting means. The value which any user enters will be returned to the script and can be used in the code. We will learn how to store the variable that we have entered later in our chapter. So as for now, believe me that we can use prompts to get back an input from the user and use it later to make our website more interactive. As I have written, this is great for getting user input to shape the way our code works. In layman terms, make websites more interactive and user-friendly. This is done by writing this command, prompt hello user, inside the script tag. See, there's nothing big thing about this. Simply go and let me just remove it all. We don't need it, and just write prompt and done. That's all we have to do. Control S. Let me check. Yeah, it's all linked. Here's my desktop, GS practice. Here's my sample 1, and see, a dialog box now asks for an input from the user. And now let's write hi, here, could, how are you, and okay, done. The input has been sent to the script tag in our code. That's how it works. So this was all in today's session. I hope you understood it well. If you have any query or any doubt, just write it down in the comment section below and I will reply. Till then, keep coding. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.